The time is now 2200 on 5 January. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us in our Emergency Operations Center here at the City Municipal Building. We remain in the ice and winter storm warning as declared by the National Weather Service 24 hours ago. Mission Essential personnel are working 24/7 in close coordination with the Governor's Office and the Department of Emergency Management and Homeland Security. We are currently enduring the worst winter storm on record in the history of the Green Mountain State. Our risk and resiliency framework identifies natural disasters as our most likely and most dangerous hazard. Our EM plan is oriented to mitigate against, prepare for, respond to, and recover from this exact type of weather event. Our crisis communication plan has been implemented with the distribution yesterday of our first press release. Our second press release will be going out first thing tomorrow morning. Our most critical concern at this time is the transition from an imminent snow event to the now rapidly developing ice storm, exponentially increasing the threat to our citizenry. The National Weather Service is predicting that the freezing rain will last through the next 48 to 72 hours, adding additional inches of ice to that already accumulated. Here in Chittenden County, as well as the surrounding counties of Grand Isle, Franklin, Lamoille, Washington, and Addison, are already reporting upwards of 7 inches of ice across their jurisdictions. We are now fully involved in the response phase of our emergency management plan. With citizen safety of paramount concern, resource priorities have been allocated accordingly. 1. Emergency services, 2. Road clearing, and 3. Power restoration. As you understand, all three of these priorities, though they're listed accordingly, are all mutually supporting and they each feed into one another. So even though we have listed them in a priority order, they will be addressed simultaneously. Our efforts are concentrated on mitigating these short-term first-order effects while simultaneously looking beyond the next 72 hours to the recovery phase where operations will be normalized to include school openings and the full restoration of city and county services. Our EOC is now activated with the Crisis Action Team providing functional support. Our Continuity of Operations Plan was successfully rehearsed and our alternate EOC site in Mechanicsville is activated. The Governor has expressed his concerns as to the safety and security of all Vermonters. He has urged that all citizens shelter in place, avoiding all overland travel throughout the duration of this event. Are there any questions at this time? Moving forward to our mitigating strategy and measures that we are currently in place and are considering at this time. As everyone is aware of, the 9/11 service has been disrupted due to the power outages and the accumulating ice on cell phone towers in the area. Citizens are directed to burlingtonvt.gov/EM website, where those with still power can obtain additional information as to the progress of the storm and the status of our response efforts. Burlington International Airport, along with Chittenden County Schools and non-essential services, remain closed. Close to 100 people are trapped at the airport. We are attempting to ascertain their condition. Our fear is that some may require prescription medication and/or medical attention. All travel bans remain in effect. All citizens should shelter in place. VTrans is reporting a low level of confidence in material reliability. This refers to the high demand on road clearing vehicles that may result in maintenance downgrades should the storm last beyond the predicted 72 hours. We are also concerned with crew rest, meaning that the drivers cannot overextend themselves and put themselves in a compromising safety position because of the demands on their time and their skills. We will monitor that very closely. The Governor has mobilized the National Guard to support VTrans and assist them in emergency services to include medical evacuation and transport, critical supply delivery of food, water, blankets, and winter clothing, and emergency shelter support. Guard liaison personnel are assisting with EOC operations. The Governor has declared that a state of emergency now exists in Vermont's northern counties. He is also considering requesting that the City of Burlington and Chittenden County be declared a federal state of emergency by the President under the Stafford and National Emergencies Acts. This step enables state access to federal resources to include FEMA and the Department of Health and Human Services. Citizens should be on guard against hypothermia from prolonged exposure to the elements and for carbon monoxide poisoning from alternative heat sources. The fire chief is also concerned that these alternative heat sources may result in an increase in structural fires. All citizens are reminded to employ those assets in the most safe way possible. Velco is coordinating with adjacent states to assist in power outage, repair, and recovery. The Red Cross and the Salvation Army are prepared to aid Vermont residents should they require assistance. This coordination is again being done through the fire department, as we feel that the most significant risk from a structural fire, of course, which result in homeless people, and the Red Cross and Salvation Army are prepared to assist those individuals. The National Guard armies have been designated as emergency shelters. Should those who are on the roads and unable to reach their residents, they can reach the armories for shelter, food, and support. Citizens should be alert to an increase in break-ins as a result of power outages. The police chief has informed me that, of course, many security systems are on the electrical grid. Should that grid go down, those intrusion systems, those security systems will not operate or functional or will be inoperable throughout the duration of the power outage. So citizens should remain on alert for any increase in criminal activity. Are there any questions at this time? Thank you again for the efforts of the team. We have been able to anticipate to a degree the storm. We were initially caught off guard by the shift from snow to ice, but we've been able to recover, we feel, strongly, and are moving to mitigate the threat from the ice storm. We'll meet again at 08 tomorrow morning, right here at the OC. Are there any questions at this time? Thank you again for your support in this crisis situation, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.